Hi. Hey, Yasra. How's it going? How'd you do on your discipline today? Oh, I've got the wrong screen up here. I want Trade of 8. There we go. Okay. Um, so yesterday I put my trade on and I closed it and then I left it until the end of the day. I didn't check it. I came in here and I was contemplating leaving it until the end of the week to check, but you guys said check it now. So I checked it now and I'm still annoyed with it. I know I should be like well past it, but it's still annoying. It took up my stop by like 2 ticks. So like it took it out by less than a point and then it, dropped a whole bunch and obviously would have hit my target. So that was yesterday. So today I put my trade on. I closed it and then I checked the outcome before I came on here because I was like, I cannot have it 2 days in a row where I was afraid the same thing was going to happen. And I was like, I don't want to come on the stream and see that the same thing happened where I got stopped out by a couple ticks and then it went in my direction. So I was like, if that happens again and I'm on stream, I don't know. Like I thought I'll just be so mad that I don't even think I'll be able to keep the stream going. So I checked it and the trade won. Ace Didi, hey, that looks like someone new. Yeah, I closed in profit. Chris, how's it going? 2 trades today, broke even. The pickings were not great. I feel stupid. I feel like I had a great trade today and I took a lot less on it than I could have. I skipped a setup early on that would have had a 50-point target and I chose not to take it. It went for 100 points. And then the one that I did take, I took like 40 points profit on it and it went for, I don't know, 200 points or something stupid. Oh, Ace Didi, I've been a silent subscriber. Well, I'm glad you're here and you've decided to join the conversation. That's awesome. I'm like that too, though. Like, I don't get into a lot of comments. I listen to Top Step TV every day for like over a year, and I never said anything in the comments. So I understand that. VP, another 187 points. That's awesome. That's like 2 big days in a row. That's a lot. Yeah, like I said yesterday, my goal is 100 points, but 187, that's a lot. Chris Hansen, you followed your rules, so a good day. Well, that's good. You broke even and you followed your rules. So, I mean, yeah, you can't really ask for too much more than that. Obviously, a green day, but any day you follow your rules is good. Love in our life. I had a small loss today, almost 6 points. Should have taken a trade. Maybe shouldn't have taken a trade, or should have taken a trade before that would have worked out. Oh, that's so annoying. Progress, I didn't take a trade after the small loss and had a bigger losing day. Yeah, for sure. That is big progress. It's like, I know it messes with my head a lot when I skip a trade and then it works and then I take a different trade and it loses. Like I think that's a tough one. Guys, if my audio is not good, can you let me know? Because somebody yesterday in the comments, I guess he was trying to watch the stream after and he said the audio was pretty low and then I realized that I had moved my mic the other day. So if it's a problem, just let me know. VP, thank you. Yeah, one day I will take one of those bigger trades. I don't know, like the moves lately, I've been feeling like I wish I had my little personal account that I could, just like put a longer term trade on or something that is going for like a couple 100 points. Is it? Yeah, I'm saying yes, right? I hope I'm not saying it wrong. The Fed is not happy with this bubble that is fueling inflation. Correction, question mark. Yeah, like I was saying last week, I mean, I understand there were reasons for it, but like to me it seems strange when the market's just going up and up and up, but like everyone I know in real life or see online are complaining about how expensive things are and how everyone's so in debt. But maybe the two aren't correlated. ACD, I start overthinking whether I should type anything or not. Well, I'm glad you're here. If you are, how did you do on your rules? If I haven't talked to you in the comment section, then I have no idea kind of where you are in your trading or what your rules are. So if you want to let me know on that. Also, we are waiting for someone to return from yesterday, Belka. He came in near the end of the stream with some issues, and I said, can you come back tomorrow and we can do an intervention for you? So if you're here, also get in here, because I know you listed out maybe like 4 or 5 things that you're working on, so I'd like to get into that. Audio's good, thank you. M. Aki, broke a rule on the first trade. That's the worst. I should have a firm rule for myself. Well, I am supposed to only take 1 trade a day anyways, so I guess it is a firm rule, but I should have a rule that if I break the rule on the first trade and I get in and it's not a valid setup, that's it, I'm done for the day. Okay, so broke a rule on the first trade, and then there's, a little angry F emoji, 13% loss. Oh, 2 more trades back up to 3% profit for the day. Well, I should have read the whole thing first, but yeah, that sucks that you, obviously, I'm sure looking at it after the fact, you're like, if I hadn't broken that first rule, then I could have closed the day up 10 to 15% instead of just up 3%. But obviously you got it together after you broke that rule and then took good trades and made it back. So I think you showed discipline there, and unless you just got lucky, but oh, your rule is quit for the day if 2 consecutive losses. Yeah. I tried having that rule for myself because I didn't want to go to 1 trade a day, but I tried all sorts of different things before finally being like, I'm going to have to just go to 1 trade a day. But yeah, if you have sort of better self-control, then I think 2 losses and quitting for the day is a good idea. Oh. Yes, Ra, this night was agitated. This night, I'm going to think you're saying I was agitated with gold. I reached the daily target, but I'm not happy with my behavior. Yeah, that sucks when you make money, but you didn't follow your rules, or you took shitty trades, or you did things you shouldn't have done, like reckless behavior, and got the money. I guess just look at, obviously where you went wrong, so, and that you went into it obviously not in an ideal emotional state if you were agitated with what was going on with gold. So yeah, I think just be aware of that, and then, in the future, be more careful, I guess. Ace DD, I overtrade for sure, but I have lowered my position sizing to 1 or 2 micros. Nice. I usually take opening range break. Okay. VWAP bans trades. Nice. Other than overtrading, I stay within my risk rules, which is 3 losses in a day. Okay, well that's good. So you know what your main issue or issues are, and you've got rules to stop you from doing it. So that's really good. Do you feel like you're on track with, what percentage of the time do you think you stick to the 3 losses a day and quitting? But if it's only, if your rule's 3 losses a day and your issue can be over trading, do you, are you okay to take, do you allow yourself to take 20 trades in a day as long as you don't have 3 losses? I'm just curious, because I think I just lack the self-control to take more than, 1 or 2 trades. Mia, hey, Mia, you haven't been here in a few days, and I was wondering what's been going on with your discipline and your 1 trade. So Mia says, I took 1 trade on my main accounts and had a small win. Nice. Second day in a row, so good. Second day in a row, so happy with that, and passed a take profit trader account. That's awesome. But to be honest, okay, you're competing in the Tradeify World Cup Challenge, so I'm trading with demo. Okay, well that's fun. I feel like, yeah, someone asked me if I was gonna do some of those trading challenges or whatever, and I was just like, there's no chance. I just think that if I did it, I'd become way too hyper focused on the P&L, and I'd probably try to size up and just trade really bad. But nice job on sticking to your rules 2 days in a row, and you've had a few wins, so that's really good. Hey, Bealka's here. You are ready for your intervention. I hope I'm saying it right. When I read it, and I don't know if you guys have watched the show on Netflix, The Last Kingdom, but there's a character on there named Father Bealka, so that's how I read your name, as Bealka. So if I'm pronouncing it wrong, just let me know. And Bealka, please remind me in here what your main issues are that you're working on. So like overtrading, revenge trading, moving stops, all that kind of stuff. Okay, I pronounced it right. Good. Ace DD, yeah, that's the self-control I need to have. So sometimes 10 trades or even 20 trades, but if 3 losses happen, I stop trading. Well, I think that's huge, that if you can, like, even if you are overtrading, to be able to stop after 3 losses. Because for me, if I'm overtrading, I go on tilt, and there's no rules being followed anywhere. Like, it's just all the rules are completely gone. I just become obsessed with like the P&L, and as soon as I'm out of one trade, I'm looking like I'm in another one, within seconds or maybe minutes. So I think that's really good that you are really sticking to that 3 losses and out thing. So that's good. Chris, oh, I forgot to mention I did make my 10% yesterday. Nice. Oh, love your live stream. Thank you. Yeah, the live stream is strange. I like being able to talk to you guys in real time and like actually ask people questions and then get answers pretty quickly. So that's pretty cool. But I don't have like the YouTube screen open, so I have no idea other than like what's going on in the chat. So I don't know how many people are watching. I have no idea how many likes there are. And I think I just look at it as like the P&L, where it's like, I'll just come on here and enjoy talking to whoever's here, and I'm not gonna like stress about likes or how many people or anything like that. Hey, Master Joel. I'm gonna call you Joel. Joel, passed a funding ticks eval. Oh, breaking my rules. Oh well. Well, you know what? You passed the eval, and now you can get really strict on yourself with the rules in the funded account. I just barely passed my eval when I got the funded account by, I think, sizing up to a mini. So, you can just get by and break some rules and pass it, and then still get back on track with your discipline in the actual funded account. So just be clear on the rules going forward and be very careful with the funded account. Mia, I love Father Bealka. Oh no, I've been degenning on the demo account. Okay, well that's not too bad. Which is nice to get it out in the competition versus, oh, okay, you're degenning in the competition. I don't really know how these competitions work too well. I haven't looked into any of them, just because I know myself enough to know that I'm not going to perform well. So I know that it's just not, like, it seems pointless for me, other than if I thought it was going to be fun. But I think I would just get way too stressed out about it and yeah, just trade horribly. Orlando, hey, you've had a few good days in a row here. Broke a roll today and didn't cut my losing trade. I eventually had to cut it for a loss and waited for a valid entry and ended up recovering the loss in profit. Okay, that's awesome. It's obviously not great when you don't cut the losing trade. I think that's something everyone has struggled with at one point or another. But it sounds like you didn't let it affect you too much, and you were able to then get into a nice valid setup and make the money back. So that's really good. That's, I think, an ideal situation. When you screw up and you realize it, then you go in and actually wait for another good setup. Okay, Bealka, trading challenges summary. All right, great. You've got a few here for me. Overtime, revenge trading. Yep, that's a bad one for me, and I think probably most of us have experienced that. Overall, my biggest challenge has been learning to manage my emotions. I think that's everyone. maintain discipline, and try without letting greed or revenge influence my decisions. I'm working on developing more structure, emotional awareness, and self-control to become consistent. A consistent and confident trader. You know what the confidence part is? I think we overlook it a lot in the beginning, or we don't realize that we lack confidence because, like, I think it wasn't until I started the channel that that I was talking about like having a hard time following my plan and not trusting the trades, and someone pointed out like that was a lack of confidence. And like he said, it's really hard to have confidence and trust your plan when you've only back tested it and you've never actually done the thing, right? Like it's hard to be confident in something that you haven't successfully achieved yet. So yeah, the confidence thing is big. Revenge trading and the emotions, that was a big problem for me. The I don't want to say fix, but for me, the biggest thing in stopping that was sizing down, okay, I can't say that word, so we'll skip it. Limiting my number of trades per day to just one. The goal is one. Sometimes I do more than one, but one's the goal for sure. And yeah, so sizing down, limiting the number of trades, and not watching the trades. It sucks to just like set your stop and you take profit and close the platform and walk away. But it takes out the emotions. And once you get used to it, it's actually a nice feeling to be like, okay, I took the setup, I'm done. And you close it and you move on to something else. My tip is just have something to move on to that you want to do. Like today I closed my trade and then I was working on the website for Degen Rehab. So I had lots of work that I needed to finish today on that. So I had something to go to right afterwards. I don't know, how many trades are you taking in a day? Do you have any trade limits? Have you considered trade limits? I don't know what's going on with my mouse here. So Bialka, let me know if it says you've been trading for almost 2 years. Are you trading prop firms? Have you had any success with passing challenges, getting any payouts? Kind of where are you on that? Are you at the point of like, I want to quit? Or are you at the point of like, I'm ready to like seriously work on these discipline issues? Ace DD, I subscribe to Tradeify. I don't know what's going on with me this week. I can't read or talk. I subscribed to Tradeify competition. I am not fit for it. I blew that account in a single trade and actually felt good because I don't want to be focusing on that account and get distracted from my own trading. Yeah, I think that's smart, to just realize right away, like, this isn't going to work for me and it's not going to help my overall or my long-term trading goals. So yeah, I think that was a smart decision. You tried it, you realized it's not working, and you got away. Kid Poker, hey, had to step away to punch the wall. No wall punching. You're supposed to be trading one micro and shutting it down after one trade. Orlando definitely ended in my favor, but while I was on the losing trade, I knew I needed to cut it, but for some reason, I was back in my old habits and was too stubborn. It could have ended bad, but glad I cut it when I did. It's crazy when there's these bad old habits and you think you're past them and then they just creep in. Like on Friday, I added to a loser, which I have not done in, I want to say months. I haven't had months where I've been like, oh, it's coming close to my stop. Now would be a good time to add on. So yeah, I get what you're saying. And it's like, you definitely feel disappointed in yourself because you're like, why am I reverting back to this thing that I've been really good at not doing? So yeah, I hear you on the old habits. Just, I think, be hyper aware now that you don't want to, right? Because the more you do it, then the more it's going to become a problem. So I think just really knowing that you don't want to get back into that habit of, moving your stop and taking bigger losses than you had planned on when you get into the trade. Kid Poker, just found out my dental, the chat, I blame this mouse. I don't know what it is. Just found out my dental implant is costing me $3,200, not $1,700 like I thought. I hope that's Canadian because I need a dental implant. I've been putting it off for 10 years, I want to say. I've been putting it off for a very long time. And one of these days, I'm going to come on the stream and I'm just going to be missing my front tooth, my tooth beside the front teeth. And I hope you guys are nice and don't make too much fun of me when I'm missing a tooth because I've delayed getting the implant for so long. I went and talked to them about it maybe like, I don't know how many years ago. It was more than 10 years ago. And they talked about they'd have to do like bone grafting and all this stuff. And it would be like a year of coming in for appointments. And I was just like, oh, I don't want to do that. Sounds like a nightmare. Bielka, I cut winning trades too quickly also and let the losers run more. That's a super common problem, the cutting the winners. I've talked to so many people now in the comment section that have the issue of cutting their winners. It's a tough one. I don't know if you have, for me, I feel like starting trading with Apex was maybe bad for me because it got me into that habit of cutting my winners quickly just because I was focused on that trailing drawdown. Yeah, so I don't know, is it the prop firm? But then even after I left Apex, then it was like the habit was there and I still kept doing it. When you backtest, like, are you like me where your backtesting results are just dramatically different from your actual trading results? Because like I find that definitely happens when you're cutting your winners and then letting your losers run. Would you consider just, and I know people are going to get annoyed with me, they'll be like, this is her answer to everything, but have you considered just putting the trade on, setting your stop, setting your target, and then walking away from it just to like gain more confidence in your actual setups? Like just make a very strict rule that it's valid setups only, and then you honor your stop and your target and you don't mess with it. I don't know, let me know if that's something you might try. We didn't have a furnace. Our furnace was broken. My husband was working on it all last week, and now he got this new furnace, and it's like I'm sweating in here because this new furnace is like, I don't know, I don't like it. It's too much. I know I could adjust the thermostat, but it's just, it seems like the old one came on and took a while. This one seems like it comes on and it's just like instant, the room is hot. It's too much. I'm sure in a month I won't be complaining about that though. Ty Crane, hey, how's it going? Could have been better with my, okay. Ty does sports betting, but he's found that a lot of our discipline principles of trading work also for sports betting. So that's why he is here. And maybe he's going to get into futures trading one of these days. I think he enjoys paper trading though. Could have been better with my V college basketball picks last night. Thank God I still won anyways, but could have been more careful. Okay, well, I mean, you won, and I can't really give you any advice because I don't understand anything about sports betting, but it sounds like you know where you could have done things differently or been more careful. Chris Hansen, besides Al Brooks, what is your favorite book on trading? Okay, so I don't have a lot of them. You know what? My son pulled some stuff out the other day and I found this one and now I can't think of what it's called. I think it's like, and it's the one that the guy in the Discord group that I started in told us all to read. I think it was like How I Made $2 million in the Stock Market or something. And I think I'm pretty sure it's about trading breakouts. So like marking out the box for where the range is or where consolidation is and then trading breakouts. So I am curious to go back and read that one because I don't think I ever actually read it. I love Tom Hougaard's book. I think it's like there's trading stuff in there, but it's also entertaining. And like his stories are great. So I definitely like that book. And then I read one, what's the other one? Jared Tendler. It was another psychology one. I read that a while ago. And that's the one that got me really focused on like figuring out my triggers and where I went wrong and where my discipline breaks down first and then like trying to attack that problem. Other than that, I don't have too many. And then I got another there's a theme here. I like my psychology books. I got another one that someone had suggested I read by Joe Dispenza. And I think it gets into a lot on like meditation and that kind of stuff, but I haven't read it. So I have some on the list to read. Yesra, the big guys were waiting for Palantir earnings to start selling. Don't you agree? I didn't even know there were earnings today. So, whoops. Undetermined cool trading name. Did you just decide on that now? I like it. It's long, but I like it. I was going to make my name on here, so if any females want to steal this one, when I was starting the channel, I was going to make it D, like D-E-E, and then the last name Jennings, so D Jennings. But then I was like, oh, there's already D on Top Step TV, so I don't want my name to also be D when she's D in the trading space. But one of you guys could steal it. I have a much bigger problem not taking trades I should take than I do with taking ones I shouldn't. I had that problem for a long time as well. Yeah. I don't even know. I don't know what my advice is. If anybody else has advice for this on like sitting out and not taking your trades when you know you should, and then getting into like a shitty trade that you know you shouldn't. That could have been me today because I skipped my early, I would call my A long setup. It had a 50-point profit target. It won within a few minutes, but I didn't take it. Luckily, I managed to wait for another valid setup, but I know I've definitely had this problem in the past where I don't take the actual setup. Undetermined cool trader name. Are you listening to other streamers while you're trading? Because that's when I had a really bad problem with not taking my trades and then taking other trades, was when I was like, if I was listening to Top Step TV, and I'll just use Dakota as the example because I always use him. You know, if he was saying like, okay, I'm looking for a long here, but then like my short setup came, I would skip out on my short setup and then jump into a random long because I felt more comfortable following him. So I'm curious to know, are you listening to other traders while you're trading? Like, is there some outside influence and that's why you're not taking your trades? Or do you just kind of freeze and don't take your trades and then you're pissed off that you didn't take your trade and then you jump into something else? Bielka, I don't want to quit. Awesome. Good. I don't think anyone's going to tell you to quit. I've been in the futures market since March. I'm coming from options trading. After burned 4K of my savings money, I switched to futures. I passed 2 challenges and blew 2 funded accounts. I mean, from my perspective, I think you're in great shape. You've only burned through $4,000 of savings in your first 2 years. I think you're ahead of the game there. And you just got into futures. So yeah, I mean, I would say I think you're doing well. You've passed challenges. Yeah, you blew the funded accounts. I don't think anyone passes the evals and gets a funded account and then goes on to a payout in their first few funded accounts. Maybe the rare person, but I think most of us definitely blow some funded accounts before we get a payout. And for me, I got a payout and then immediately blew the account. So I think it does take quite a while and multiple attempts before you get to where you get an account and you get a payout and you know, kind of get more than one payout in the same account. Yeah, answer me about the one trade thing. Like if it's something you would consider, or if your strategy is like, you know, how many trades are you taking? I guess I want to know like how many trades you're taking in a day. Usually, are you, like if you're in the evals, are you really hyper focused on the P&L and the targets? Like I think if we're struggling, it's usually because we're not focused on the actual trades in the process, or we're really tied to the outcomes and the P&L. So yeah, I want to know how many trades you're taking a day and kind of like what you're focused on when you're actually trading. Like, are you focused on just taking good trades, or are you focused on making a certain amount of money, or just trading scared and like not wanting to lose the account or the eval? Guys, I lost my freaking chat again. Ty Crane is saying he has trouble with boredom and FOMO. Kid Poker, I just broke my mouse. No, what is going on? Is this over your trading or the dental implant? You're going to need to give more context into what you're upset about. My next suggestion is maybe going to be like, because you're getting, you definitely get frustrated with yourself and you get worked up in your trades and when you break your rules or blow accounts or whatever. So I don't know, maybe I could say like something like yoga before you trade or meditation or like, I don't know, smoke pot. I'm not sure. Something to calm yourself down and because I just feel like you're putting way too much pressure on yourself. Belka, I've been taking evaluations with prop firms. Yeah, and no payout. That's totally fine. I got my first payout, I think, after around like the 2-year mark, but then I quickly gave it back. And then I got my second payout a few months later, and I quickly gave it back again. So don't feel like you're behind in like not having the payouts yet. Yandex, Bitcoin is falling. I don't check Bitcoin, but I'm sure some people in here do. Oh, the dental implant is in US dollars. That's not going to encourage me to get mine dealt with anytime soon. Oh no, Orlando needs dental implants as well, way too expensive. I should have got it done when I looked at it like 10 or 15 years ago or whenever it was but I think it was like $5,000 at the time. So I'm like, is it going to be much more than that now? I don't know. Hurst Horns. Everyone is over leveraging with prop firms. I like the risk parameters of no more than 1 micro for every. Yeah, I agree with this. I think this is a good risk parameter. For every $500 to $1,000 of drawdown, 1 micro for every $500 being aggressive. Yeah. And 1K being conservative. I think that's really good. I think that's a very good guideline for traders to go by, especially like in the prop firms, because I'm sure. And like, I think in a personal account, when I started my personal account, the balance was around 1,500 American and I was trading 1 micro. And I think that was a good size for it. But yeah, I like that. 1 micro for every 500 being aggressive and 1 micro for every 1,000 being conservative. I kind of had landed on like maybe like 750, but yeah. Now I think I'm at 500 because my account's, I don't know what it's at. Tigraine, dentists are scams. I had 4 cavities 10 years ago. I think dentists are scammers too. No offense if there's any dentists in here. My husband makes jokes because I never go to the dentist, but I've never had a cavity or any problems. So I feel like it is a scam because now they're telling people they have to go in for teeth cleanings like every 6 months. And I know like for him and for my daughter, the hygienists are like, they phone the house to be like, it's been 6 months since your last cleaning. And I'm just like, you guys don't need to get your teeth cleaned every 6 months. This is crazy. Okay, now I will stop talking about dentists. I think vets are also scammers. David, thank you for your channel. Following you for a little over a week now, creating a mind shift towards my rules and process and less on P&L. Had a few red days, less stress. Thanks. That's awesome, David. Yeah, I think anytime that we can get our stress down in trading is a win. Like I was so stressed definitely the first year, every single day. Like I was just way too stressed, way too worked up about it. And now that I'm not so stressed trading, I really wish that I would have done something about that part of it sooner because it's pointless. Like it doesn't help anything to be super stressed. Yandex is talking Bitcoin here for if anybody's into Bitcoin. Hearthstone, some of my biggest mistakes when starting was quitting my job too soon. Yeah, I think that is like just putting too much financial pressure on yourself at the beginning. I didn't have a job going into it. I quit my furniture flipping, but I lost all that money right away. And then I felt like so much pressure that like I got to make this 20 grand back. And I kept setting like stupid arbitrary dates. I'm like, I'm going to have it back by Christmas, or I'm going to have it back by this time. And now I don't think about it much. And also talking about my trading with family and friends. Yeah, I regret that too. Creates too much pressure and expectations. I'm lucky now at this point. Like, I think that definitely on my husband's side of the family, they'll assume that I just don't trade anymore. So, and of course, no one knows that I do YouTube in the family. So everyone just assumes that I kind of like do nothing, which I guess that's all right. But yeah, I agree. Don't someone in the comments, I can't remember her name, something like Nomad something, but she just made the decision, and I thought this was really smart. She said, I thought I could like go full-time trading, and now I've decided that like it's creating too much financial pressure on myself, and I'm gonna go back and get a job. I'm not quitting trading, but I'm gonna get a job. And I thought that was really smart, because I think she will trade better by not having so much financial pressure and just like stress on, needing to make it quickly, and then you're back into rushing, and then you don't trade well. Yes, Rob, will Bitcoin trigger a liquidity crisis? I don't know. Yandex says I'm scared. I'm excited, I guess, because I don't really pay too much attention. Ty Crane, he does enjoy a good paper trade. Uh-oh. Vintage trader, I have a confession. I was in a short since October 23rd. Well, I mean, that's a swing trade, right? No. Refused in my sim account to close it. Just worked out today for profit, but what a stupid learning experience. I mean, it is and it's not. It depends on your account, and it depends on your account size. Like when I was in that trading group and we all took a huge loss, I lost $20,000 on the trade, but the guy leading the group with the $1 million account, who was in like a quadruple position, he hung on to that thing for weeks and then made some money on it. So, I mean, if you can hang on to it that long, then I think oftentimes it will. I mean, he was in a long. I think I'd be more confident being in a long when it was going against, but who knows? Okay, I can't read that, but we'll say number 3. Green day today. I missed one of my good setups while I had lunch, but I managed to get another very good setup later on. I got stopped out on the first trade, but I took another one and it paid off. Nice. That's good, and especially if you followed your rules. Oh yeah, trading in the zone. That's another one. I haven't read it, but I've listened to it like on YouTube many times, the audiobook. Uh-oh, I have a visitor here. Yes, Hank?
My show is on a white one.
Oh, okay. All right. Can you give me 1 second?
Yeah.
Okay, I will be back in 1 minute. I have to go and fix his show. Where's my be right back? You guys can see my circle of humiliation or regret or shame, whatever you want to call it here. Okay. I'm going to be out of breath from running up and down the stairs now. I saw something, now I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. Ty Crane says, Vintage Trader, your confession is confidential here. LOL. Yeah. I don't think that's such a bad confession. And it was in a sim account, so I mean, it's not that crazy. Hoover Flag Trader. You didn't miss much. I took a trade today. It won. I checked it before I came on stream today because I did not want a repeat of yesterday, because I just would have been like, I think I would have been too pissed off to even continue the stream, and it would have been like a 5-minute thing and I would have left. So that's about it. I could show you the trade I took. It was, ugh, this is annoying. Okay, so I've been using VWAP on my chart more lately because someone in the comments was like, hey, get VWAP on here. So I was like, I'll take a look. All right, so I shorted right here, just under this bar. I have this circled because at the time, this is where the 9 EMA had crossed VWAP. And I like it when it comes down strongly, like for one of my A shorts or A longs, whichever. When it comes down strongly like that. And I feel like it adds additional confluence to it when it comes down strongly and crosses VWAP. But now VWAP's down here. But when I got into this trade, the cross was up here. So I liked it because it rejected from this area here that I'd previously marked out as like a rejection area. And then it was also, I had the MA, how I like it, and the cross of VWAP. I took, I think, about 40 points on it. I'm a little bit annoyed when I look at it now because I was thinking of having my stop here just above the opening range. And I had this little circle here thinking like that's the target I would really like to go for, but I didn't. So I could have made 100 points more than I made, but oh well. I think it was a good trade. And I just, yeah, couldn't handle a repeat of yesterday getting taken out by a couple ticks. Okay, where are we here? Oh, Palantir is the leading AI craze, and it reported yesterday after the close. Okay, good to know. Hersthorns, I love Take Profit Trader and Blue Sky. I've not looked at Blue Sky at all. I am going to do something on prop firms, and I guess I could talk about this now a bit. Yeah, okay, so I am going to do a video on prop firms because somebody asked me on the weekend. And then I also have a website now. So I'm going to make something on the website, like comparing all the different prop firms. And I want to make it so that it's like interactive so that people can kind of like, I want to list out like the main things that people hate about prop firms, like the main rules they don't like. And then you can like check off the ones that you're just like, I don't want anything to do with a prop firm that has this, and then it can narrow it down for you based on that. So the website is live now, but that's not on there yet. Let me find the website. Okay, so the website's here. We don't have, the Discord's not up yet, but if you want to be on a list to get an email as soon as it goes live, then you can sign up here and you'll just get an email when the Discord is available. It's not a subscription. I'm not going to be sending you multiple emails. It's just for when the Discord launches. So that's it. It's just going to be one email. So that's just if you want to be in it right away, because it is going to be cheaper for the first 100 people that join. I'm not anticipating it to be like a huge group. There's more about the Discord on here. And then I'll add more sort of like, okay, that's it, right? Yeah. So that's it for the website. But you can go there now if you want to get the email when the Discord does go live. Okay, where the heck am I now? Oh, Hoover Flag Trader. FOMO trading. Everyone finds themselves struggling with this sometimes, for sure. Hersthorns, how far behind am I in the chat that you just now said The Last Kingdom is amazing? Yeah, I really like that show. I recently just watched it for the second time. My husband's not impressed with me when I go back and like watch shows again, but I'm just like, I don't want to go and watch a show that maybe I'm not going to like. Hoover Flag Trader, when you say to yourself, I missed the trade, start looking for a new trade, stop looking at the trade. Yeah, at that trade to get it. I agree with that. This morning I skipped out on my A-long setup, and I don't entirely know why, because it is like what I would consider like my A+ setup, where the MA was where I wanted it, price came down, found support on the opening range high, and then continued higher. But I didn't take it, and yeah, I had to just, I think there was an opportunity where I'm like, I could still get into it, but then I just decided, no, I'm gonna wait. Uhtred is more badass than Jon Snow or Ragnar, in my opinion. I don't know. I wouldn't say more than Ragnar. I feel like he was my favorite, like, definitely more so than Jon Snow. But, okay, I won't get on a tangent about these shows, but I don't know. I think I liked Ragnar the best until he got into drugs and got all weird. I didn't like that they did that to him, but okay, guys. Anime Hunter. Guys, Anime Hunter he's not hitting on me. He is just, he's looking for, I don't know why specifically you're looking for an older girlfriend, but he is looking for an older girlfriend. So if there's anyone in the chat who's looking for a boyfriend. Okay. I am missing stuff. Mr. Joseph Trades, hey, I didn't see you in here. It's about discipline, for sure. Okay. Hover Flag Trader, your trade did not work. Your trade did not work for profit. In real money, you would never have been able to hold it. Oh, okay, so you're talking about like Vintage Trader holding that trade for however many weeks that was. Or just the idea that like you shouldn't just hang on to a losing trade waiting for it to come back around. The stress would be too much. I think the stress would be a lot. I know the guy in the group, like the leader of the group, who actually I believe was a good trader and worked at like a real prop firm in Chicago before he had done this. Or like I don't know what he's doing now. But yeah, he had $1 million account. He was in a quadruple pause, which I think was at least 16 minis, if not more. I can't remember what his normal position size was, but he was really like cool to all of us when he was holding it. It was just like, it's just a swing trade. I'm just holding it. And then when he got out of it and it made some money, he was like, no guys, I was shitting my pants. Like I would have lost, like my $1 million account would have been in serious trouble had I lost that trade. So at least he was honest about that in the end with us. Okay. Utmost, hey, no trade today. I missed the dump on gold. Are there a lot of gold traders here? I feel like a few people are talking about gold. I'm not going to switch. I'm not switching instruments. I feel like I'm familiar with the NQ and I don't want to switch. The move happened 10 minutes before I opened the charts. I watched it dump for the next 2 hours without me. Went back to sleep. Yeah, it sucks. This morning I felt like when price started, I guess that's just FOMO, but like when the price started breaking down, I kept thinking like, I'm not going to be able to get into this. I'm not going to get any kind of pullbacks. My setup's not going to come. I'm just going to miss the whole move. And then I didn't. Price came back. It usually does. So I was just sort of having like a little freak out in my head for no reason. Oh, I missed FPL. Hi, I blew my account after being up $800. Totally froze when NQ ripped up at 9:40 a.m. That sucks. I hope it was an eval and not a funded account, because losing the funded account sucks more than the eval. So like you were in a position and it sounds like you just let did you just let the one trade go against you until you lost the account? And also, I don't know what size of, I guess for me, like, cause I trade these $25,000 accounts with a $1,500 drawdown and a $1,500 target, that like when someone says to me like being up $800, I want to say like, why are you still trading when you're up $800? So I don't know. Do you I think $800 is a very good day. But I guess if you're trading like a $300,000 account or eval or something, then maybe 800 doesn't seem like enough. I don't know. FPL, let me know that. If what size account you were trading, was it an eval or was it a funded account? Um, a comparison site. I mean, like on my website, I want to do a page just dedicated to prop firms because a lot of people ask about the prop firm, like they ask me about prop firms a lot. And I feel like there's so many that I want to take at least like, I don't know, the top 5 or 6 bigger ones and put it into like an easy kind of comparison chart, and then something that's also interactive for people so that they can go through the things and check off what they really don't want in a prop firm, and then it can narrow it down for them that way. I just want something more on the prop firms. She's married. I am married. I wouldn't be able to trade if I weren't married because my trading is not paying any bills. Why do you look at the 1 minute chart? Why do you look at the 1 minute chart? Did you forget something there you wait to see? I'm not sure I know what you mean. I look at I have the higher time frames off to the side, so I have like the 5 minute, and then like I'll also check the hourly and the daily, the 4 hour, the 15 minute. But my main one that I'm taking entries on is the 1 minute. And I've just been on that one for well over a year, and I just like the 1 minute chart. I don't know. I felt like with the 5 minute chart, which is what I tried trading for like 1 to 2 years, I kept getting into my trades too soon. Like I was jumping the gun on things. I guess it seemed like 5 minutes seemed too long for me to wait to get into the trade. Trade and grow rich. I heart NASDAQ. Yeah, I like the NASDAQ. Some people don't. They say it. I mean, I wasn't loving it yesterday when it took me out by 2 ticks, but oh well, that was yesterday. Undetermined cool trading name would have been 2 wins for another $500. Well, that's good. Well, NASDAQ closed below 25.5. Oh, I don't know. I don't know when maybe this was a little while ago, but I don't know. I don't trade Power Hour. I stream during Power Hour because, first of all, it keeps me from trading during Power Hour because I feel like if I'm trading Power Hour, it's been a very bad day and I shouldn't be on there. So streaming at this time helps me to definitely not be trading. I have no idea if it is gonna close below. I feel like my laptop screen, I normally I trade on a much larger screen than this. I don't know how people trade on small screens. Okay. Yeah, next, what the hell is this stream about? Yeah, sorry, I just get caught up in the chat, but it's just like people coming and checking in on their discipline and how they're actually doing their trading. So I don't tell people, I'm not a great trader. I don't try to teach people how to trade. I have no trading courses. It's just like somewhere for people to come and get some accountability on their discipline. That's mainly, the Discord is going to take over for that. But for now, we've got the live streams. And it's just fun to talk to people in real time that I've been talking to in comments back and forth for the last few months. The 2 minute chart is good. Yeah, I looked at that a bit before. Utmost, how much will the Discord cost? So it's going to be $10 a month for the first 100 people that join. I don't think it's going to be like a huge group. I'm thinking it's probably going to be like a fairly small group of people, which I think will be good because then people get to know each other better in there, and I think that's better for the accountability. But it's going to have everyone's, like when you sign up, you are going to have to fill out a form stating your trading rules, like your most important rules, and then your sort of short-term goals in your trading, and maybe a little bit about your trading history, and then that's going to be on a page where everyone can view it. I just think it's good for accountability and to hold you to what you went in stating you wanted to do. Because like that's what I did with the channel. I started the video saying like these are my discipline goals. And then I couldn't veer away from that because I had people, when I broke the rules, I had people in the comments being like, well, that's not what you were supposed to do. And that really helped me. Teach how to trade. I can't teach how to trade. I feel like I'm not profitable, so like I definitely shouldn't be teaching anyone to trade. And yeah, next, another reason that I'm not I don't think that people should be listening to streamers trading when they're trying to trade. So I thought I can come on in Power Hour, and if people are still trading, then I'm fine with them listening to it because it's not going to interfere with their trading at all. Maybe they'll hear me talking about discipline or other people talking about sticking to their rules, and maybe it'll help with that. Undetermined cool trading name. I have to draw my volume profiles on the 1 minute chart. So I just stay there to execute the trades. The time frame doesn't matter to me, just price. I guess the argument I hear the most against using the 1 minute chart is that it's too much noise and that you have to make decisions too quickly. But I think when you're used to it, it doesn't really feel like it's too much noise. Like you kind of know what you're looking at. I don't know. We'll see how I'm doing in a year. If I can make money trading on the 1 minute chart, then I will let you guys know. I'll give some sort of definitive answer on the 1 minute. Yes, for heavy selling going on into the close. The big guys are unloading. I recently saw a guy on YouTube. He's 23 and he bought a lamb. I'm guessing maybe a Lambo. Some sort of expensive something or other. Yeah, that's cool. And maybe he is a really good trader. I just learned that a lot of the gurus or trading influencers actually made their money elsewhere and not from trading. So I don't know how much I would just trust their trading advice or their courses. Like I used to watch, was it Austin from ASFX? And then I was watching his, it was like some, what is it called? He put on like an event and had speakers there, and he was talking, and in his speech he was saying about like when he wasn't profitable and like gave the timeline. And then someone in the comments on the video was like, oh wait, so you were selling courses then before you were even a profitable trader. And then, you know, I found out sort of like similar things with other traders. Like Cami Capital came out and said like, you know, I made $3 million on affiliate links and I wasn't a profitable trader. So I didn't know that before, and I might have looked at that course, or I might have seen Cami's stream and seen him trading and been like, oh, I should follow him because he knows what he's doing. When in reality, he's rich from affiliate links or courses or a combination or whatever. What benchmark speed is your computer? 1 minute chart requires high speed. Oh, don't talk to me about the internet. My husband keeps changing the internet. It's crazy. He just had it changed again. This is the third time in like, I want to say 2 or 3 months. So I think we have the best, the one now that he got us is the best internet that we can possibly get. So the internet should be good. The overnight futures action will be interesting. Yeah, I can't even look at that. I don't ever want to get dragged into taking trades in the time that I'm not supposed to. I've never been able to trade that session. Now you're calling it a lamb truck? Is that what it is? I don't even know what this is. I'm not a vehicle person. My car recently died, and then my husband was like, I guess we'll buy you a new car. And I was like, just get me like a used Corolla or something. As long as it has air conditioning, then I think it's good enough. Jesse, yeah, the Discord is paid. I debated having it free, but then I was like, I just want people that are actually, you know, like have the same kind of goals with their discipline and they're serious about it. And then also if it's paid, then you don't have to worry so much about like scammers and bots and all that kind of stuff. And it is actually turning out to be a ton of work. So mostly for my husband, he's having to set it up. Yeah, that's fine. Trading Grow Rich. I don't have $10. I would not pay to be in a trading Discord with a owner does not even teach trading. Yep. And I totally understand that. It's not, it's not for everyone. It's about discipline and accountability. So we want to track everyone's goals and their discipline goals that they have every day. And then I want like everyone to check in daily in a certain room and say like, yes, I followed my rules today. And then there's going to be like a bot that keeps track of all that. So we'll be able to have like a leaderboard, and we can also see what everyone's discipline rules are. There will be different rooms if people want to talk about, strategies. So I'll separate it for like different types of strategies. So if people want to discuss that with each other. But yeah, I'm not a profitable trader. I've had a funded account for a few months. I've taken a few payouts. So I'm definitely not going to be trying to teach anyone else how to trade or tell anyone else how to trade. I think people need to work on their own strategies and then actually stick to them. I don't think that what they need is to be confused by someone else telling them, oh, this is how you should trade. I'm just saying you should make your trading plan and you should follow it, and we're going to try and keep each other accountable to stick to it. Yeah, right? You're asking for a donation for you to buy a Lambo. And yeah, he says, I thought you were a super talented trader. Why would you need donations? Yeah, Yandex, why are you needing donations if you're a super talented trader? Rob says, staying disciplined and sticking to my plan. Nice. 17 Green Day streak on my 3 accounts. That's awesome. $200 risk per account. That's so good. Great. Keep up the content and well done for helping others. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it seems crazy to me when people, like someone left a comment, I think yesterday, where she said, like from watching my videos and hearing me constantly talk about this psychology and discipline stuff, that she's really started observing like what's going on in her head and her self-talk when she's in a trade. And she said like she noticed her self-talk, and then because of that awareness and just sort of like working through that she was able to kind of like relax and stay in the trade and actually hold for her full target. So yeah, it's crazy to me now, just like thinking from where I started a few months ago, that like my trading struggles and like discipline challenges are actually able to help other people. But yeah, it's definitely rewarding when people tell me that I helped them with their discipline or to stick to their plan because they were listening to me. And I would say that discipline has made a huge difference in my own trading, because someone said, I think they said on like one of my streams, they're like, oh, this, she just has zero trading ability. And I was like, okay, well maybe I have zero trading ability. That's fine. But with just discipline and zero trading ability, I've managed to get a funded account, stay in it for months, and get some payouts. So like imagine what someone who has trading ability could do. Hey, build your CNC. You are late as usual. Are you trading like through Power Hour? Because it seems like the market just closed. So maybe you were trading. And I noticed that you weren't here. So don't listen to Yandex. I'm going to drink my water. I'm going to scooch over here so you don't hear it. Okay, so we talked about the Discord and the website. And I'm going to add some prop firm information for people on there just because I get so many questions about it in the comments on videos. And then I think yesterday we were talking about prop firms for probably most of the stream. So I just have more prop firms to kind of research and look at, and then I'm going to put together just like a nice organized list that people can actually go and I guess find, I don't want to say the right prop firm for them, but like the prop firm that has the most tolerable rules for where they think they are in their trading or what they're looking for. Undetermined cool trader name. Oh, okay. All right, I won't read that. Oh, build your CNC. You weren't trading. My positions are red, so I'm bag holding. Somebody else did that. Vintage trader. He said he hung on to his short from October 23, but that was in a sim account. But he got out of the position today. My positions are red. Yeah. Trying not to look at the market. I'm curious about your positions now, but you're trying not to look at the market, so we won't talk about your positions. I can talk about the trade I skipped today that I was a bit annoyed with myself for. Where the heck is it? This is where I wanted my target to be on the short that I took. This is the short that I took up here. So I think I got about 40 points on it, which is good. I could have taken a lot more. This little circle here is where the 9 EMA actually crossed VWAP, but it moves, so that's why I've decided I'm going to start marking like in real time where it actually crosses over. Where's the trade? Okay, so this is the trade that I skipped today. Yeah, I was pretty frustrated with myself on this one. So this would have been like my A long setup. The MA was basically straight up here, 50 points. It came down, tested the opening range high, found support, and then the very next candle crossed it. This one, based on the stop and the 1.5 R, would have been a 50-point target, and it went at least 100 points up. So that would have been a nice trade to take, and it went up quickly. Like, it took no heat on the trade. It went fast. I'm not sure why. I think maybe my reasoning for not taking it was that I had this area marked out where I was looking. I wanted to see if that would fail for shorts. Like, I definitely went into the day with a short bias. So I think that's what stopped me from getting into the long. And I think the target on the long was, for the 50 points, was right about here. So would have been a good trade. But I didn't take it. I took the other one instead. Okay. You're holding Meta and... Or is that Oracle? I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't trade options at all. So I know it's bad, but I don't really pay too much attention to the individual stocks. I think my husband probably pays more attention to that than I do. Oracle, yeah. Okay. Is anybody wanting... I know we talked to... I know Mia checked in. She's doing good on her rules. And then we had a few other people check in, and they're doing good on their discipline. Oh, you're in a bunch of trades. Build your CNC. Okay, so if you're trading options, then are you typically in quite a few positions for a while? Like, is it pretty typical? Okay, so you can take more trades. Yeah, I think like when I had my short stint trading options, it was like we were only in the trades and I wasn't choosing the stocks. I was just following someone else. But we were like, I don't think we were ever really holding anything for more than a few hours at a time. So, but I do understand like you can definitely hold them longer than like we do in futures with the prop firms. Okay. Dollar cost averaging. Well, that's dangerous, but it sounds like it's part of your plan, so that is okay. I'm not going to say anything about it if it's in someone's plan. The only time I say don't add on to losers or dollar cost average is when you're just sort of, the trade's going against you and you panic and want to just add on to get a better entry for yourself. But if it's planned out where you want to be adding on, then obviously that's a different thing. Okay, you like watching day traders' methods because you can learn a lot about charts. Well, we've already established that I don't teach trading, so you can't learn from me, but I'm sure there are other traders here that you can learn from. Yeah, I think my average hold time now is like, if I get a trade that goes over 20 minutes, that's pretty rare. Like it's usually it hits within 5 minutes. Or sometimes like 1 or 2 minutes. I think that's just probably easier to take and maybe a habit that I got into or a preference that I developed when I was trading with Apex. Okay, yeah, so if anybody else is here, I think like we went over a few people with their discipline stuff. Belka. I don't know if you're still here. You were here at the beginning. We talked about your discipline things. I think I was waiting on a few answers back from you, actually. Let me check the chat here and see if I can figure out where the heck we left things. Okay. All right. I can't find it here. Belka, I hope that we were able to help you out on that stuff. But yeah, you've only been trading for 2 years. Okay. Where did we leave it with you? I really focus on the P&L and target. Okay, I missed this one. Oh, I missed a bunch in here. Oh, no. Oh, guys, I missed a whole bunch in here. I guess this is when Yandex was looking for a trading stream, and Mia said this is not a live stream for trading, it's for accountability. Okay, well, I'm glad that other people jump in. Okay, so Belka, I really focus on the P&L and the target. I took like 5 trades today. I have my setups, and when I see the confirmations, I just took my entry. I'm not afraid to trade. Okay. I don't think I got yeah, I don't think I got an answer on whether or not he could limit the trade numbers, the amount of trades that he's taking in a day. Because yeah, if it's focusing on the P&L, I think then take the P&L off the charts. I'll see him in here again. I should make a note somewhere. But take the P&L off the charts for sure. And then maybe limit your trades and just make sure that you're really holding for the target and not moving your stops. Just respect your stops, take your losses, and hold for your targets. But it's good you're not afraid to get into the trades, because sometimes it is hard to just... Mr. Joseph Trades asked if I recommended smoking pot. I recommended that for Kid Poker because I was just trying to come up with some solutions, maybe that... Also, I'm in Canada, so it's legal here. I was just looking for some solutions to help him to maybe... And my husband suggested it for me because he's like, he's like, what if you just got high before you traded and then you'd be more calm about it? And I'm like, no, I wouldn't be more calm about it, and I just wouldn't want to do it at all. So it's a terrible idea for me, but I was just trying to come up with things to help him go into trading in, I guess, a more relaxed state. Kid Poker, I don't know if you're still here, but now I'm seeing that you're $300 away from your PA blowing up. You are supposed to take your time on this funded account and just be trading a micro and shutting it down after 1 trade. I don't know if anyone here has any suggestions for how people who are trying to rush it and are over trading can start to slow down. I've told him to trade 1 micro, to forget about the P&L. I'm having a hard time figuring out what else to tell him to do. Now I've resorted to telling him to meditate or do yoga before trading or possibly smoke pot. I don't know. If anyone has any suggestions, I'd like to hear it, because I don't know. Maybe it is time, Kid Poker, to take a week off of trading or switch to Sim. Make some very, make some really strict discipline rules for yourself, and then go and force yourself to stick to them on Sim for like a week or 2, and then come back to a small prop account. I think that's my advice, but I don't think you're here anymore, but just in case. Okay. Upmost, when's the last time you had a no trade day? I should have had a no trade day on Friday. I went into the day knowing like I'm emotionally off and I shouldn't trade, and I've had bad Fridays, but I did it anyways and I lost money. So the last time I had a no trade day, it's been weeks. No, it's not been that long. Last last Wednesday. Was that FOMC? I didn't trade FOMC day. I went in just with the plan of if one of my regular setups happen within like the first 30 to 60 minutes of the session, I'll take it. If not, I'm not trading that day. So my last no trade day was FOMC. Loot, this is a tough one. Loot Fisk Savage. I totally overtraded today. However, I ended green on the day. I was doing some revenge trading during the opening hour, but repaired it by the end of the day. Okay, well, I'm glad you didn't blow up an account and that you closed the day green. It sucks though when you start in the first hour of the day on revenge trades or taking bad setups. I don't know if it's you that we've talked about this before, where it's like jumping in too soon and you're like, if I could avoid those early losses, then obviously the day would be much easier because you can make the money back. Was it, if it's revenge trading, then I'm just assuming it's not valid setups that you were taking. So I don't know, maybe let me know what's going on in that first hour. Like, was it FOMO and you just took some losses and then gained your composure and went on plan later? Or was it just kind of like a somewhat out of control day that ended up being lucky for you in the end? Let me know. Orlando, just always remember less is more, especially in the market, for sure. Yeah, that's a hard one to get your head around, I think, because with pretty much with anything else, with most things, you can just work harder. You can put in more effort and more energy into a thing and you'll be rewarded for it. With trading, it seems to be the opposite. Like sometimes, like our furnace broke and then my husband's like, oh shit, I'm going to have to buy a new furnace. And he's like, you know, he's joking and he says to me like, go trade harder or something. Like he always tells me to go trade harder when he wants money for something. And it's like, I just laugh and I'm like, okay, well, if I trade harder, I'm just going to blow up accounts and lose more money. So like, I can't trade harder. Hoover Flag Trader, set your auto loss limit before trading. And if it goes off, walk away. That being said, it is very hard to do. Yeah, I couldn't do it. I tried it. Like Top Step had all their good risk management stuff in the platform when I traded with them. But I found that if I was on tilt, if it hit that, I would go and buy a new account. Like I found workarounds to get back into trading. So it is tough to do. For me, it's just easier to put the one trade on and it's like, that's it. I don't get a second chance on this. I can come back the next day. Loot. I'm just going to call you Loot. My biggest problem is not claiming profits while they are there. Oh, that sucks. And letting a 25 to 45 point get away from me and then letting them stop me out because I wanted my money back. Oh, I can relate to this. Yeah. I find that I'm really bad for that. Like, especially if I'm down on the day, then it's like on the days where I'm down and I'm trying to make the money back, then it's like I'll get tons of good trades that go for like you said, like 20 to 40 points. I've had ones go 50 points and I've been like, nope, it's going to the 200 point target or nothing. And then it ends up being nothing. And I get stopped out and take a loss. And then, like you said, you look back and it's like, why didn't I take the 40 points? Like, now I'm going to keep trading anyways. I could have been, up that much more money and in a much better position. So, yeah, I definitely get that. Do you do that on like your first trade though? Like if your first trade of the day goes in your favor, like 25 to 45 points, are you still waiting for more on that one? Or are you like me when it's like you're in the hole and then that's when you're like, no, I'm holding for a huge profit target? Just curious. Orlando, that's what I have to tell myself. I have a big issue, or a big issue I used to have was oversizing because I thought I can get there quicker. But just one trade oversized will take you out. Yes. Yeah, it's hard. It sucks because, and there's like, So my little 25K account, I can trade 3 minis on it, which is insane because the starting drawdown is $1,500. I think now I have like 12, close to $1,300 in drawdown. Um, and I do find that it's hard sometimes not to just like get that idea in my head of like, I could put on, I could just wait for one good setup and put on 1 or 2 minis and have a huge payout today, or like really give myself a good buffer and then increase my size every day after that. So yeah, it's really hard to not, I guess, fall into that temptation of oversizing and trying to make a whole bunch on, just one trade. And yes, if I did that, like if I put a trade on my account with 2 minis, like the chances of losing the account would be, ugh. And I'd be so stressed out. Yeah, can't do it. One voice, my goal for November is to spend less than $500 on prop firms. If I can do this, it would be a win, even if I don't get a payout. That's awesome. You have a reasonable goal, and it's not about getting a payout or passing an account. So you definitely can do that. When I got my funded account, the only goal was to keep it for a month, because up until this point, I hadn't been able to keep a funded account for any length of time. I would either, blow up in the first week, or I would kind of like quickly get to a payout, get the payout, and then blow up a day later. So I think that's a good goal. What prop firm are you trading with? Because like $500 on Apex is obviously going to be different than $500 on, I don't know what's a more expensive one. I guess there's straight to funded options where $500 is one account, but I don't think you're talking about that. But I do think that's a good goal, to just spend less on prop firms, because when I just stopped spending money on prop firms, I felt like I'm making money, just not having those constant charges coming on my credit card. So I think that's a good goal. And then November just started. So figure out what you can do to stick to that and what your parameters are for it. I can tell you right now how you can for sure stick to that is to size down and don't trade. Size down and don't trade a bunch of accounts at one time. And you'll definitely be able to reach that goal of spending less on prop firms. But it sucks. It sucks sizing down, and it sucks when you've been trading multiple accounts to only trade one, because, it feels like you're setting yourself back or making things take longer. But I would suggest you consider doing that. Okay. Where did this go? You're going to help me with the name. Okay. You're going to help me with the screen name. It's Loot Fisk Savage. I think it's just hard to say the Loot Fisk. Oh, it looks like you have like a Nordic kind of symbol on there. So are you not English, or are you just... Okay, I shouldn't say are you not English. Sorry. Is English not your first language? Do you live in a different country where like those sounds together, like Loot Fisk, would be more natural or easier to... Okay, I'm an idiot. I should have read 3 words farther. It's a pun on my Norwegian heritage, like how Scots will sometimes call themselves oatmeal savages. Oh, so I could call myself a Loot Fisk savage and an oatmeal savage. That's good. Okay. So now that we've got that cleared up, and now that I know I just need to read like a little bit farther in the comments. One voice. I trade a few Top Step Apex and my funded futures. Okay. I want to know how many you're trading at once. Like in any given, like, are you copy trading the accounts, or like when I tried trading multiple accounts, it would be like I might do good in one account and be like, great, I made $500. Now I'm moving on to the next one. And then I might do poorly in that one and then move on to the next one and do poorly on that as well. So are you copy trading them, or just like moving on one to the other? And when I'd go on tilt, I'd blow one and then move on to the next and blow it, and then just keep going that way. Alex. Revenge traded my 25K funded account on a full size NQ and blew it. Oh no. I'm sorry. That sucks. I guess, Alex, when I don't know, you probably feel shitty about it right now, but at whatever point you can sort of look back at the charts, look back at your trading, and figure out what the first sort of issue was. What put you onto, what got you revenge trading? What's the catalyst for the revenge trading? And where could you have stopped it? Like, what, obviously, yeah. Uh, yeah, so it sounds something happened, right? Like, you didn't come into the day being like, I'm trading a mini, right? So I guess just like trying to figure out like what happened that led you to the place. Like, I'm assuming you were probably in the hole and you thought like, F it, I'm going to make it back on a mini, and then you lost the account. That's just my assumption. I could be wrong. But like, what was the first thing that went wrong? Where's the point where you could look back and be like, that's where I should have stopped, or that's the thing that I really shouldn't have done, or that's the thing that always gets me in trouble? You don't have to tell me, you can tell me, but something for you to look at and then just like pay attention to, write down, and then be aware of. Moving on. Okay, Loot Fisk. I'll work on saying it better. To answer your question, I used to have a rule I held pretty tight that I need to return to. The first 3 trades of the day are just to put money in the till to create the float. Okay, so like the first 3 trades of the day, you're not going for like those big targets. That makes sense, right? And if you're passing up trades that are 25 to 45 points, like that's not, you know, like I think that's I don't think those are small trades. I'm happy with a 40-point winner. And I mean that if you can even just consistently get those 25 to 45-point winners, you can easily scale that up. It's just like the consistency thing and not falling into the over trading and, you know, the sizing up and all the things that cause us to go on tilt and lose the money. But yeah, go back to that rule. It's like my 1 trade a day and not watching. It's like if you have something that you know works for you, it's hard to stick to it. You do find yourself going away from it, but get back to it. Like, just, you know it works, so go back to doing that. And you know the solution. So maybe like commit to yourself to writing it down somewhere, and that's going to be your goal for the month. You're going to go back to that system. Undetermined cool trading name. You gotta make a shorter, cool trading name for me. Why not just cool trading name? I can't fathom even spending $500 in a month, lol. I would have said that before too. When I started trading prop firms, I never went in thinking I'm gonna have a month where I'm spending $500, but I definitely understand how it can happen. We had somebody else in here where his goal is also to cap the prop firm spending at $500 a month. So I mean, it just depends. Now my cap is just like one account. So it's like under $100 a month is my cap on what I'm allowed to spend. Hover flag trader, not taking profits. You must take profits, move stop, take most, chase with a stop. Something, because when you do get to the buffer portion, you will blow the account because of the intraday drawdown. Yeah, but it sounds like he's figured out what he needs to get back to doing. One voice, I have overspent this year on prop firms. I've taken over 15K in payouts, more than 10, but because of constantly blowing funded accounts and resets, I'm sitting at break even for the year. Break even for the year is not that bad. Yeah, it sucks. We don't want to be break even. We all want to be making money. But I mean, I don't know exactly what you're working on. I know that you want to spend less on the prop firms, but yeah, I guess I'm just curious if you're copy trading all these accounts at once and that's how the spending's kind of getting out of control. Maybe you need some kind of like I don't want to say a discipline reset, but some sort of like discipline challenge for yourself or a reset where you're just focused on the process and just focused on following your rules and not paying attention to the money and the P&L. I don't know. Because you can get the accounts, you've had payouts, so now it's just getting back to what worked and then cutting out as much of you can of what's causing you to lose the money, right? So for me, I know that what's caused me to lose money is when I go off plan and I go on tilt. So for me, it's just like I need to minimize the tilt days and how frequently they happen and then how much I lose. So I guess try to figure out where you can minimize damage, I guess. Lutefisk oatmeal does not sound appealing. No, it does not. I don't know if Norwegian food is bad like my mom's Icelandic, and that food is terrible. They have the worst food. I think it's because they live in a place where just like nothing grows. Like they live in a really tough place. But yeah, the food was terrible. Even the dessert is like not good. Like even the dessert, the like sweet thing in the dessert is prunes. Like, what's that? Okay, off that subject. Bob, what's going on here? Bob, I feel like I maybe recognize your avatar, but you might be using a different name. What's going on here? I'm just getting to the end of the stream. We're just talking about, discipline and checking in on how we did. I think my October went off track with discipline. So now November, I'm just really focused on one valid setup a day, closing it, not looking at it, no revenge trades, and no little tilt days. Also, you are Norwegian and Scottish. Yeah, it's all right. I am pretty cheap though, and my family blames that on Scottish. But like any good things that we've ever done, it's because we're Icelandic. Like any good traits that we have is like just attributed to being Icelandic, and then anything bad is the other stuff. Oh, you like lutefisk? I've never tried this lutefisk. I know they used to feed us like this. I think it was called like hard fish. Is it like hard fish? We would get it in like a plastic pack, and it's just like this dried fish. I don't know, and you had to put like a lot of butter and salt on it for it to be edible. Alex, you nailed it. Okay, Alex, now I've lost track. Okay, so you went in and you didn't start with the plan of one mini. Things went off track, and then you're like, F it, I'm gonna make it back on a mini, and then instead you lost the account. Okay, well, do the work to figure out where you went wrong and what you could do to stop that in the future. Like what sent you down that path in the first place. Because if you can minimize it for next time or stop it, then you'll start seeing more progress. Jesse, I've found more success repairing accounts by trading smaller and building up small wins over and over. Plus, the losses are always way smaller and digestible. Yes, for sure. I like that, Jesse. That's, yeah. But it sounds like that he knows that that's what works for him, and he'll go back to it. Prosper Pun, hi, longtime silent listener. Hey, I'm excited. I got two silent listeners today, so that's exciting. Therapy for traders is essential. Yeah, I'm the eval king, but payout peasant. 1 year minus 20K of tuition so far. Love your content and taking notes. Love the bearish dress. Oh, it's a t-shirt. And I know. I was like, I probably shouldn't wear red when I made money, but then also the market's going down. Also, I'm really bad for just like having like a favorite thing that I wear every day. And now with the live streams, I have to think like, oh, did I wear my gray shirt that I wear all the time yesterday? So I have to, go and quickly change before I come on here. 1 year minus, is it Prosper Pun? Is it your first year trading? Because you're saying 1 year down 20K, and that's not. That's like what I think I lost a bit more than that in my first year. Not even my first year, in my first like 8 months. So It happens. It sucks, but it happens. Just try to, like you're doing, work on your discipline and try to start minimizing how much you're spending, because it does take a toll, like a mental, emotional toll on you, to be constantly overspending with the prop firms and just feeling like you're just giving them money all the time. And like you said, like the eval king, that's what happened to me. That's in January, that's where I was. I felt like I can pass these evals, and then as soon as I pay the activation fee, just couldn't do it anymore. And then I go in the next day, pass another eval. So slow it down and look where you can spend a little bit less money. And I understand after losing that much money how strong the urge is to make it back as quickly as you can. Try and drop that as soon as you can, because it's not going to help you. It's just going to, it's just going to make your trading worse, and it's going to make you more stressed out. So try not to focus on that money and getting it back. But you called it tuition, so maybe you are in a better headspace about it than I was. Okay, Bob, it is who I thought it was. Have you messed around with the opening range where I go, yeah, on the 5 minute? I have not. I don't want to make excuses and be like, I've been super busy with YouTube and the Discord. I am starting the Discord now. I feel like you mentioned it a while ago, and I was like, oh no, I'm not going to do that. But I think that the group and the accountability and the discipline can help other people. So I've decided to start it, hoping that it can do that for other people. And I will just quickly show you guys here. I don't know who's here from before, but I do have a website now. So if anybody, the Discord's not up yet, but if you want to just get an email when it's available, then you can just put your email in here and you'll get one email telling you when it's ready to go. It's not a subscription. I'm not going to be emailing you all the time. Okay, but no, so I haven't really, I do pay attention, because like I'm watching the 1 minute opening range, and I do, because of you saying that before, I do keep an eye on the 5 minute opening range. And some days I definitely see it and I'm like, oh, that would have been a good trade. But I don't know with it if I should look for it to like a break. And this mouse is so noisy. Where can I find some kind of example? Okay, so like, would I be looking for a break and retest? Like if, say, the range was here, like, well, I guess this example doesn't work the best, but like if it broke here, would you wait for it to come back and retest for the second time? I don't know if it's making any sense how I'm asking that, sorry. Okay, Hoover Flag Trader, that was smart. When I started trading, my cap was $150 loss per month. Yeah, and I was live. Well, that's smarter. I lost so much money up front. And then, honestly, I feel like I was just revenge trading for, 2 years after that. So having a budget would have been smarter, but, it took, I guess, a lot of mistakes to figure that out. Oh, my name comes from another account where I was going to upload flying videos. I couldn't think of a cool name, so I just put undetermined cool aviation name. All right, well, I like it. Maybe one day you will think of a cool trading name. Lutefisk. Yeah, I think the biggest rule for me should be, once I've got money in the float, don't go pickpocketing myself, robbing the till with drawdown. Yeah, is the worst. And a symbol of cockiness. Yeah, as much, for sure. And as much as I'm like aware that I'm not a great trader, and I'm aware of like my faults and where I go wrong in my trading, if I start doing well in a day, I am very quick. Like, it goes to my head really quick, and I start thinking like, oh, I'm amazing at this. And then, you get cocky and you lose all your money, and then you're like, oh shit, yeah, no, I do suck. So you know what you need to do. And I think you need to put it into hard rules for yourself. so that you have something concrete to look at. And it's like, when I'm up this much, I'm done. Like, I think it's okay to have a max daily win limit. Like, I know we probably all hate the idea of it, but I really don't think it's the worst idea, because I get a lot of people saying, like, I was up this much and then I blew the account. And it's like, and they're never like, I was up $80. Like, it's always like they're up at least $500. And I'm like, that's a lot. Like, why aren't we happy with $500 on the day? Now we're talking about the trade names again. Yeah, everyone goes with like Bob Trades or Trader Jim or something like that. Yeah, I get it. Well, you know what? You will come up with your name. And you guys, I think I hear my son heading down here, so I might have to start wrapping this up. One voice, I usually trade multiple accounts in one day. On days when I go on tilt, I end up blowing multiple accounts in one day, then buying multiple evals. Yeah, okay, so that sounds like exactly what I was kind of doing. I see you there, Hank. That sounds like a lot of what I was doing in January, when then I had to switch and quit doing prop firms. Oh, Hank, you're squeezing me. And go into a personal account to kind of reset myself. Yeah. Planning to stick to one prop this month as a start. That's a really good idea. Hank, you gotta... No, Hank, that's noisy. Just give me like 5 minutes, okay? Okay. Yeah. So try really hard to stick to one account, and again, like, size down. Because if your goal is to spend $500 or less on props this month, you can definitely do that. Like, it's easily achievable. It's just sizing down and the one account, and you'll do it. Hank, get your face out of there. Zach, I've recently gone from regular payouts to reverting back to passing evals, no problem, but then blowing funded accounts, which is expensive. It is very expensive when you start blowing funded accounts. Why do you think you've gone back to not getting payouts and to blowing the accounts? Like, what's different now in your trading, in your rules, from when you were getting payouts to... Hank, no.
Good thing I caught it.
That's too loud. Yeah, I guess, like, what's different now in how you're trading from how you were trading before when you were getting payouts? Like, it's probably not just market conditions aren't as good for your strategy right now. Like, it's probably something more with your discipline and how you're trading. I'm sorry, guys, if it's noisy. My son is in the room and he is climbing on stuff. Mr. Joseph Trades, yeah, Zach, I hear you've been there recently, working back slowly. And that's the only thing you can do. Try not to rush it. Definitely, like, it is just like a work back slowly kind of thing. Hank?
I will get with you.
Nope. I know. Thank you. Okay. Okay, guys, I think I'm probably going to have to get off of here right away, because my son is not... Oh, no, Hank, you got to be quiet. It's a check mark because I passed my discipline that day. Oh, Warrior Trading has the lucky 2 shirt thing. Maybe I should... Yeah, my shirts aren't lucky. I'm just like... I just have like a favorite of everything, and then I just want to use my favorite thing all the time until it wears out, and then I have to find a new favorite thing. A 5-point and 2.5-point scalps is how I restore apex trailing drawdowns to the full 3K spread. Hank, you're gonna have to leave the room. Hey, Sam. Oh. Guys, sorry if... Hank, you need to be quiet. Good morning. I've finally determined to start one trade a day. Hey, nice. From November. Took a loss in the open yesterday. Felt so much urge and impulse to go back, but I managed to distract myself, and I finished the day with a loss. Sam, it sounds like a shitty thing, but Hank, no. Hank, you have to stop.
When I get to...
No, Hank, you have to be quiet. Yeah. I know it sucks to like stick to that on losing days, but do it for the month of November, see how you feel, and see where your trading is at, and see what kind of trades you're taking, and like, you know, how much easier it might be to stick to valid setups only when you're only allowed that one trade. Like, you don't want to waste your one trade on just jumping into some random thing. Okay, Prosper Pun. Yeah, half personal account and the rest evals. Figure I use real money, I'll learn faster. Um, I mean, there is something to that. If you're gonna know Hank, Hank, I'm gonna get off of here right away. But you need to stop being so
Noisy.
so distracting and noisy. I have to wear a green or red shirt on stream depending on my P&L for the day. The shirt of shame. Yeah, I should have like a really well. It's not the P&L. I think I should have like an ugly an ugly shirt or like a shirt of shame for when I don't follow my rules, because I can lose a trade like yesterday and it's like it was a good trade. Just 1 second, Hank. Hey, Hank, you need to go. I'll be out in 5 minutes, okay? But you can't be in here. No, you're way too loud. Go jump on the couch out there for 5 minutes, okay? Hank, and then I'll come outside with you after, okay? We'll clean the patio off.
What?
Out.
I put some sticks in my patio.
You could go and work on the sticks right now.
Ow!
You could go blow the leaves off the patio too, and then I'll come help clean them up. Sorry, guys. He has reached his limit of my streaming time. Zach, Mr. Joseph Trades, thank you for sharing that. I'm only using cheaper accounts with 5 days to pass eval because it encourages me to slow down versus one. Yeah, those 1 day to pass can be a real trap. I know it feels nice in the moment to be like, I can get funded really quick, but it definitely can be a bad thing. Tyler, I was so pissed this morning because I blew another eval and I was just about to pass it. I think I'm trying to do too many things at once, trading options and futures in different ways. Yep, there definitely could be something to that. Maybe give yourself, like it's the start of the month, give yourself a challenge where you're just going to focus on one thing in one way. See if you can simplify it for yourself. That's what my advice would be anyways. This is from someone who only trades NQ ever, so I don't know. Maybe that's boring for other people. But yeah, it's hard when your attention is split a whole bunch of different ways and you're looking for all these, like I've found it hard in my trading just when I started trying to look for reversals more, because like today it kind of kept me out of that good long setup because I was thinking, well, I want to take a reversal up here. So definitely can be difficult. I'm going to pronounce that meow. Hey, Degen, love more women in the space. I feel like there's lots of women in this space. Like, for like my YouTube stats tell me that like, and I think this is probably accurate to like who's actually trading. They say it's like 90% male and 10% female. So I feel like there actually are more females that are like, oh yeah, I'll start a YouTube channel or whatever, or like be public about my trading. Okay, Lutefisk. I ironically find myself being more patient for those quick wins. Okay, well, interesting. Then stick to that. Like if you know what works for you and you know what kind of keeps you on with your discipline and it keeps you on track, then go back to that. Bob, I switched from trading the opening range break to trading level to level. I'm so happy I made the switch. You know what? I have been, this is funny. I have been doing more, not level to level, but I definitely, because of the channel, started incorporating more support and resistance and looking to only take my trades if, you know, so like only take a long if it's going up into, you know, a reasonable, like where there's already a good target sitting up there, and not be, you know, getting long when I'm already in that area of resistance. So I have found that that's helped me most times. When you get Discord, I will share my screen and show you. Awesome. Yeah, that would be great. I do want to have rooms in the Discord where we do get to like share strategies more. And I want to break different strategy rooms into like, you know, so some people trade ICT, there can be an ICT room, or there can be like an opening range break room, stuff like that. So, or I know a lot of people trade order flow. So I don't know anything about order flow, but I'd love to have a room in there where people can discuss that and share different ideas and things they found on it. Okay. Okay, yeah, thank you. You all understand that I have to get out of here because of the... Oh, meow, I nailed the name. That's awesome. Great. Hoover Flag Trader, not taking trades, then take a bad trade. That's FOMO. Yeah, lower your size so you're not scared. Take a deep breath and just dive. Say, I trust my stop. That is a big thing. Just having to not have your position size to where you're panicking about your stop, and to also be able to put the trade on and I guess have enough trust or confidence in your strategy and your system that you can say, I trust my stop, and that's it, and just leave it at that. Yeah, and like he said, I bet if you were on sim, you could take it. Yeah. Matthew Kim. Safest thing to do is play with small positions. Don't get greedy. Every setup can fail. Yeah, greed's definitely a big problem for sure. It just sucks. I think if you see other people having these huge days, and then also like for me, because I started in such a weird kind of environment and with like quite a bit of money in a live account, that like my first week I made $8,000. So then going forward, it just felt like anything less than $500 a day just felt like, what's the point? Like, this isn't, it's not enough money. Like, I'm not going to make my money back at $500 a day. But yeah, definitely don't be greedy. Like somebody in the comments said she made $180 following her plan. And I was like, $180 is great. Like, be happy with that and be happy that you stuck to your plan. So yeah, greed's a bad one for sure. Greed and cockiness are an absolute killer combination. Yep, I think I had that for like when I started, which seems insane because I was just following someone else's trades. I wasn't even like doing any sort of analysis on my own. But yeah, that's definitely not a combination that you want to be trying to work around. All right, I better get off of here. My son is upstairs, probably destroying something. Every day when I finish on here, I go upstairs and he has usually like a giant mess in the living room for me. I will just let you know again before I go that if you are interested in being in the Discord, it is cheaper for the first 100 members that join. And there is now... Oh, what's going on with this? There is the little waitlist on the website. So any of these notify me buttons, you can just put your email in and then I'll just email you for that. It's not a email subscription. I'm not going to be emailing you all the time. It's just to be like, hey, the Discord's available. I don't think it's going to be like a huge group of people in there. But, I do want to make it cheaper for, for the first people and for the people that, have been here for a while. I would like to make it free, but it's a lot of work and I want to keep I don't want a bunch of scammers and trolls in there. So I want to just keep it like a good group. As I want to have it as much like my comments section as I possibly can, because I feel like other traders come into my comments, or other traders. Yeah, I guess traders. Other people come into my comments section and they're always like, you have such a great comments section. And I'm always like, yes, I'm lucky. I feel like I've really good, a good group of people that are watching my videos. I feel like we're definitely an older group, so we're, more mature and we've been trading for a longer time. So we're sort of more humbled. We've been more humbled by the markets at this point. And, if you've been in this for, 2 or 3 years or 4 years or more, and you're still failing and you're still at it, then I think those are the people that are really ready to be like, okay, I need to make a change and I'm going to do what I have to do. Utmost, how much does the Discord cost? Yeah, so it's going to be $10 a month for the first, it's on there. So it'll be $10 a month for the first 100 people, and then it'll be $20 a month after that. I was going to make it less, but then I realized the work that's going into it, because it's not just a Discord that's like, it's not just going to have rooms where people can talk. There's going to be a room where, like, if somebody is on tilt or they're like going to break the rules, they can go and be like, hey, I'm having an emergency, and then like I'll hop on a voice chat with them, because I think that it could really help to have like a basically like the AA kind of model where you have a sponsor, and if they're like gonna drink or they've gone out and they've had 5 drinks or whatever, they can call their sponsor before it gets really bad, and like have somebody in real time to like talk through things with them. So I wanted that feature in it, and I know that might end up being a bit time consuming for me. And then also we have to have like custom bots in there, because I want to track everyone's discipline every day. I want to have a page where like everybody fills out a form when they start, where they put in their discipline rules and their goals, and then that's all organized where everybody can see that. There won't be any commenting on that, so you won't be able to go in and comment on someone's rules or goals, but you can go and see it. And then there's going to be a daily accountability check-in, and then there's going to be a bot to keep track of that. So we're going to have like a leaderboard for that. And then it'll keep track of your discipline streaks, and then it'll be able to give you your stats on your discipline wins. So it's a little bit more involved maybe than what I had initially thought. So it has to cost money, and that'll keep scammers out. So it's good. All right, I am going to get out of here and go see what kind of crazy mess my son has made for me upstairs. I will be back here at Power Hour tomorrow, so if anybody wants to come and check in on their discipline. Oh, Zach says, impressive that you address all the comments. I will comment sparingly now knowing that. Do you mean on the live stream, or do you mean on my videos? I feel so bad if I get a comment on a video and I don't, and then I realize later that like there was a comment and I didn't answer it. I feel like I get a lot out of the comment sections too. Like, people have given me very good advice, and I think it's good for me. Okay, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Follow your rules tomorrow and have a good trading day. All right. Now to find my end screen. It's always a challenge.